TMI, how are you all? I'm going to challenge myself today. One of the challenges on, I think it's for the Love of Pretty Paper on their Facebook group, is to use ribbon. Now I've got a wide assortment of ribbon, I'll have to be honest, and I've got lots of ribbon on reels, but I also went through a stage of storing ribbons. This was the trend, to store them in lovely jars where you could see them all. So I stored them in lovely jars and left them there. So now I'm going to try and give this challenge a good bash. And I've chosen to scrap lift a page that I did when I first started scrapbooking. So I've been going through my old layouts, and this was the layout I did. And this was actually Poppy here, my mum and dad's, one of my mum and dad's Westies, and all the different ribbons there I thought went really well with the paper. I think it was Doodlebug paper at the time, and I had a real thing for these huge paper flowers back then. I've still got boxes and boxes of these big paper flowers. I have taken some of them into school, and the children absolutely love them on the creative table. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge myself to create a layout using some ribbons, and I'm going to scrap lift myself here. I've also gone through my scrap paper pile. I'm not cutting into any new pieces. I've got this piece left. I have no idea. I can't remember the make of it. I wonder whether it's Chamel Lane. I'm not sure there. This one here, I was thinking of fussy cutting these big flowers, and then it's got these spheres on the back. And I've got this one here, which has, it's one-sided, and this one again, I think this came out of a paper pad. This one and this one here, which is pink paisley. Luckily enough, I've kept the piece with a branding strip on. So that's the paper I'm going to challenge myself to use. And here are the coloured ribbons. Look at those, aren't they glorious? So I'm trying to stick to the colours that are in the paper, like an orangey colour, pale pink, another pale pink, some with spots on, some with stripes, some plain, some ruffled ribbon, some ruched ribbon, bit of chiffon ribbon or organza, some checked ribbon, some spots, and that's what I'm going to challenge myself to do. So I'm going to move all those to one side. I'm going to show you what else I'm going to use. There we go. I've got this lovely, well, I actually told a fib. I said no new pieces of paper. I am going to use this one. There it is, and that's on the back. But I think I'm going to go for this side because you're going to have such a lot of colour with the ribbon. And this is Izzy, and she's actually sat on my craft desk. So I thought this wooden effect would go nicely with it. I cut a circle on my silhouette, and that's as far as I've got at the moment. I've also brought over, I found these stickers, and once again my box of random embellishments, some that I've made myself, and I'm going to challenge myself to create a layout. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop this side of it, and I'm going to, I'm not going to force you to watch me cut all the strips of ribbon. I'm going to cut little pieces of all the different patterns, and like I've done on my previous one, I'm going to fold them over and staple them in place. I'm also going to use some Heidi Swapp Colour Shine. I've got teal and pink. So I'll stop this for now, and the next time I'll do a voiceover on it, and I'll speed it up a little bit because I'm sure you've got lots of other things to do as well, and we'll see what I come up with. So see you soon. Okay, so this is my circle here. In the end, I didn't use a turquoise because I wanted to match these pretty little butterflies here. I think I could get away with these ones, but some of the really bright ones just didn't go at all. So that I'm going to lay on here. These two ribbons here are actually elastic, so they're quite nice and easy to keep in place. So that is going to go there, and then my photo, I'm going to bring it it up a little bit so the ruffle is shown underneath. And as I say, that's as far as I've got so far. I know I want to use some of these in the background as well. I don't know whether just to have it sort of peeping from behind the circle. I'm going to sort of go more for the pinkies. So here we go. I'm just going to cut the branding strip off. There. I love wood effect papers. I really think they're so pretty, and especially when it's like a bit of a whitewashed wood. Before I go any further, I've shaken these for ages beforehand because it all sort of gathers at the bottom, but they do take quite, there's been a whole lot of shaking going on, to be honest, before. I just want to add a little bit of a colour in the background and a bit of the teal. I'm going to carefully, whew, needed all my strength there. Just going to carefully use this and just add a few little dots in the corners which are going to be shown. There we go. Just want to add a little bit of interest to it. So I'll just put that to one side a second and dry. I'm going to back the photo of Izzy now. I don't know whether to back it on this one a little bit. I know you won't be able to see the birds, but it's the sort of colour, because it's got, I've left a little bit of a white border. I need something then. Oh, as you can see, my printer ran out of ink. So I printed on the other side. I use canvas style paper, which is nice because it gives you, it's a nice thick paper. I get it on Amazon. I used to be able to pick it up in Aldi's, but I haven't seen it for ages in Aldi's. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a thin border around and trim it down again. There are so many stash busting challenges on at the moment, which is perfect for me because I think I've said quite a few times before that I'm trying to use up some of my stuff. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to sort of, do I have to tuck it under a little bit? Yeah, I could do. I could just tuck the photo under like that. There she is. I know you don't see much of the backing paper behind, but you see a glimpse of it. And to be honest, no, you weren't going to see it when it was stuck in my scrap box either. Then I'm wondering whether, I think I might cut a square of this. I'm just going to give myself a rough idea of where I'm going to trim off. So what do you all do with your scraps? Are you ones, do you like to use them all up, or do you sort of put them in a box and not look at them again, which is what I used to do with them? I try to use up, like these bigger scraps are much easier to use up. From my smaller pieces then, I've watched lots of the YouTube videos. Crafty Use It or Lose It, I think is Crafty Jen, and she talks about then using things up. So that's encouraged me to sort of get things used. And then once I think I've used as much as I can, I take the rest of the bits then into school and let the children use it then. It's great though if you've got smaller pieces to punch out hearts and stars and whatever else you can sort of use to put on a page, and that makes a real dent in it as well. I like this sporty paper there. So there we go, that's that on there. I'm trying to think, is there a way I might cut a strip going across here? The back designs are nice as well on them. I don't want a huge piece because there's quite a lot going on with the ribbon anyway. I was looking through my old albums though, it's amazing how much your style changes over the years. I think as well, as more products have become available, it's a bit longer on this side, I wonder if I can just trim it off, then you've got more choice of items as well. There it is. Oh, see, you can barely see the strip I've done. It is just about hiding under there. What I might do though is this piece is bring it across. I think this, yeah, this was Stampin' Up ribbon. And I find it much easier to staple ribbon, or if you wanted to stitch it. So just, it's quite a thick ribbon because it's all sort of rushed up. There we go. But I've had this in my stash for such a long time because this hasn't been current ribbon for ages and ages. I use lots of ribbon on my cards. Oops, I haven't done that properly. But I find it harder to use it on scrapbook layout. When I look back though, I used to use lots of it on scrapbook layouts. I suppose now I probably use more washi tape. Just going to cut. Oh, I still haven't grabbed that properly. And there I was saying the easiest way to do it is with staples. Let me do that again. I'm going to have to put another one now in this side to make that look like it's part of the design. There we are. Couldn't remember which way around that was going then. So I think I might just trim some of these longer pieces. I'm not going to go mad because otherwise by the time I finish there'll be no ribbon left. Right. What do you have a lot of in your stash? For me, I think I've said before, washi tape, brads. But when I was looking for ribbons for this, I realised how much ribbon I've got as well. I suppose really we've all got lots and lots of different items all together. There we go. I love the colours. I'm just hoping now that my tape will hold it all down okay. Let's just apply a little bit of pressure here. There it is. And then Izzy is just going to be tucked behind here like that. There she is. I know we're a bit biased, but she is such a little cutie. She's so photogenic. I'm wondering about, she'd be mortified to think that I was putting a cat embellishment on her page. I'm trying to look through to see what I've got that will fit in with these colours. See, that's a nice one, but I haven't got any other yellow on there. These are such a good way to use up your stash. By creating your own little embellishment clusters, at least then when you're doing something and you're in the need of something quick, it's all there ready. It's quite a nice one there. I know it covers up my ribbons. What do I think? No, I think it's too big. Sometimes you just need to move things around a little bit, isn't it? I'd go for that one, but eat well and travel often. Doesn't really go with the theme of the page. I must be honest, I hadn't given a great deal of thought to embellishments. Oh, I might use this one because I like this colour here matches in, and just talk about how She loves to sit on my desk whenever she comes to visit now, and if I'm in the craft room, then, oh, that's quite a nice one as well. Oh, I think I'll go for this one, is a bit smaller. She loves to come up and sit on my desk, which doesn't make me very productive then, to be honest, because she loves to put her head out the skylight. And because I'm afraid she's going to suddenly make a dive for something she sees, I've got to hold on to her. So she does take up quite a bit of time, really. There we go. So I'm quite happy to have used, okay, it isn't meters and meters of ribbon, but I've made a dent in it. I think now I might put my title down here, and I'm trying to see if there's anything I've got in my box that could add on to it. And I think I'll just put, I love little word stickers. I'm going to put that by here. There we go. And I think what I'll do now, so I can rummage around and not hold you up, I'll put the title on and I'll add a photo at the end. There we go. I like to work in threes. They say that odd numbers are more aesthetically pleasing. So that's all I've got left to do now to this page, is to add a title down here. So I hope I've inspired you to either scrap lift a very old page that you've done, because as I say, I think I did this one many years back. Must be about 12 years ago now I did this. And when they said about a ribbon challenge, it just sort of struck a bit of a chord with me. So this is my modern take on it, so to speak. So I'm just going to put a title there, and then that's another one done. Thank you so much for joining me. You've been watching Nikki from Nikki Knacks Paper Crafts, and have a fabulous week with whatever you're doing. Hwyl fawr! Well, I thought I'd better just film the finished piece, and also just to give you a brief little view across my desk. Does everyone make this amount of mess scrapping, or is it just me? So here I go, ready to clean the desk once again to make another new mess. I also realised that I said that the middle section of the scrapbook layout was going to be a voiceover, and sorry, that was a great big fib, because I filmed it in real time. Thank you so much for joining me. Hwyl fawr!